Hi everyone, how are you? It is me, Fern. Welcome back to a new video. A while back, I posted a video about why I use an iPod and why I choose to use that device over music streaming or listening to music on my phone. With that in mind, over recent times, I've been going back to the old school way of listening to music. I recently moved into my new house and I've had some time and space to really curate my surroundings, my furniture, and also the way I live day to day. And one of the things I really wanted to prioritize was being able to go back to collecting my own music, having my own CD set up and my iPod, and just listening to music more intentionally. Since moving into my new place, I have been going back into CDs and I ended up buying myself a CD player off of Amazon. So this is just one of the cheapest CD players that I could find. And it's a portable player with Bluetooth functionality. And I thought I'd go back into it and try it just to see if I like it or not. But I can honestly say over the past few weeks, I have thoroughly enjoyed having a CD player and just having my own curated collection of music. The good thing is I already had an existing CD collection, so my car is from an era where it had a CD player, so I already had a CD collection and I've built up upon that collection to date. So I love all sorts of music, but my favorite genre is obviously pop and hyperpop. I also have some of my CDs here with me, so I am a big fan of Fifth Harmony, Heidi Montag, for anyone who is into hyperpop. I love Heidi's music, and then obviously Ariana Grande. So I've got a few good pop CDs, and it's been so much fun having my curated collection and just playing it on my CD player. I've also paired it with a pair of old Beats Bluetooth headphones, which I had from ages ago and I've just stopped using, but having a CD player has allowed me to dig up all this old technology and start using it again. I know I'm calling Beats headphones as old technology, but I think having gone away from streaming, I feel like when I was in that sort of streaming mindset, I would have my Bluetooth earbuds with me and have everything in a more portable sense, whereas now I'm a lot more intentional. I take time to just sit down, put my headphones on and listen to my music, so it has been great in that sense. Similarly to my iPod, I feel like the CD player has been such a joy to have, and I'll just go over some of the amazing benefits that I've found using a CD player and sort of compare it to the iPod as well, and why I recommend having a CD player in your home if you want slow, intentional listening. So one of the big benefits of having a CD collection is getting to own my own music. So over recent times, as I said, I've been collecting my CD collection and building up on it. And one thing that I used to be mildly frustrated about when it comes to streaming services is when an artist takes down music for whatever reason, or things change, or there's a particular version that I'm looking for that I can only find on CD. I feel like transitioning away from streaming and going to CDs has been so great. I get to own my own music, I get to curate and collect my CDs, and I get to intentionally pick out the music that I like. So as I said before, one of my favorite artists is Heidi Montag, and I know with her, she does very small batch releases of her CDs. I guess she's kind of like an independent artist in a sense, so a lot of her music, it's not really readily available in your regular music shops. So for me, it's just been fun to collect CDs from particular artists in limited batch releases and just have it in my home and enjoy the music very slowly and intentionally. I think as well, being able to just see all of my CDs on my shelf alongside my CD player has been really nice. It's just great to see exactly what I've got available and what I can pick and choose to listen to. So that's something that I've really enjoyed with having a CD player. The next thing that I've really enjoyed is being able to curate my own personal music collection. So with streaming, I get pushed a lot of recommended artists and songs, which is fantastic, but I found that being able to collect my own music, similarly to when I was using my iPod, I get to intentionally pick out the artists and the music that I like, and I really just immerse myself in the music when I'm working or I'm painting or doing some sort of activity that I enjoy. I just set myself some alone comfort time where I can play my own music and just really enjoy it. I feel like as well, being able to listen to a CD on the CD player and just have a whole album play from start to finish, I've really enjoyed going back to listening from the artist's perspective and going from, start to finish in an album and just listening to a whole body of work and being able to appreciate and enjoy it. I feel like having a CD player and having to curate my own music has been really exciting. I get to pick and choose artists that I like and really find the music that I thoroughly enjoy. A lot of the CDs that I have from artists that I appreciate are bodies of work or music that I could listen to over and over again. I feel like none of the artists that I've chosen would be like a one-time play and I'll never play it again. A lot of the CDs that I bought, I have consistently listened to because I genuinely just love the artist and the music. So for me, it's like a fun form of escape, I guess. So curating my own music collection has been incredible. Another amazing thing about having a CD player and a CD collection is having this tactile experience. So with everything in a digital space nowadays, you kind of just see everything through a screen. I think for me, being able to see my CD collection laid out in front of me with my CD player, my headphones of choice, it is just a enjoyable tactile experience. And I think this is something that's inherently very human. As humans, we obviously exist in the physical world and we enjoy physical things, and I feel like being able to open up my CD player, pop in a CD that I really like is just thoroughly enjoyable. I think having that tactile experience alongside the music is something that I just enjoy so much, and I feel like streaming could never really replicate that. I also think there's a feeling of being intentional with your music when it's tactile. I feel like with streaming, there were instances where I just churn through an artist's discography and pick out the songs that I really like. Whereas with a CD, I can pick up a whole album and take the time to listen to every single track on the album as the artist intended it to be and enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is. So I feel like the tactile experience, to me at least, is very important. Having that element in your music listening process is something that I would highly recommend. The final thing that I've really enjoyed with having a CD player is the quality of the listening experience. And what I mean by this is you're intentionally, or at least for me, intentionally creating a quiet space in your home to listen to music. So for me, I love to paint, so I have an art studio in my house, and I will specifically choose to pop on a CD and just take the time to listen to the music. Because with a CD player as well, with this one in particular, it has a 3.5mm headphone jack, so I can buy a good quality pair of headphones that I can plug in, and just the sound quality alone is so much better than a pair of Bluetooth headphones connected to a smartphone. One thing I've really appreciated, and look, I don't claim to be an audiophile or anything, but getting into higher quality audio equipment has been really interesting and a very new experience for me. So being able to pick out really good quality headphones and plugging it into the CD player has been incredible. The sound quality is better, but also just the mental aspect of just disconnecting from your smartphone and the notifications and just being in a quiet space to listen to music, I feel like that makes a music listening experience so much more elevated. Obviously, when I'm commuting or I'm out and about, I will just grab my phone and a pair of Bluetooth headphones and listen to my music. But when I'm at home, I have created a quiet space for me to just enjoy music and have it as sort of like an escape or a sanctuary from everyday life. And I think that makes the listening experience infinitely better. So those are just some of the things that I've enjoyed, having a CD player and having a space in my house where I can just enjoy music. If this is something that you thoroughly enjoy as well, I highly recommend looking into getting a CD player. I started off with something very humble and cheap from Amazon, but eventually I do want to upgrade into something a little bit more premium, I guess. But in the meantime, this CD player works perfectly for me. I also love my iPod as well. I have an iPod Classic 5th generation and the sound quality on that is just chef's kiss. It is also so much better than listening to music on my phone. So I highly recommend checking out that video too if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this video and you like this content. If you're into content around fashion, lifestyle, travel, and daily vlogs, definitely check out my YouTube channel and my other content. If you're new to this channel as well, definitely hit subscribe to keep up to date. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below if there's any ways that you choose to listen to music, whether it's through an iPod, a CD player, a record player, or anything else. Pop it down below, I'd be keen to know. Anyway, I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye.